Good afternoon and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day, number 230, part 6. Using the Sefer Hachinuch Mitzvah Day keeps your soul on its way. And we're plowing through the mitzvahs, 613 mitzvahs. Sometimes we can't finish the entire mitzvah in one day. It's the Chinuch over here. But we're learning Talmudic concepts and disputes and gives and takes. It's fascinating stuff. Thank you for sticking with us. Once again, we're going to be dedicating today's mitzvah for a refuah shlema of Gedaya Asher ben Shoshana Miriam. He should have a speedy refuah shlema. And it's entitled, the mitzvah, not to delay payment of a wage, found in the third book, Vayikra Parshas Kedoshim. The text of Chinuch resumes. Similarly, if the employer directed the worker to another person so that he should pay the worker's wage, and the worker agreed to this arrangement, in such a case the employer is exempt from the prohibition of delaying payment, even if the other party does not subsequently pay the worker on time. The Gemara in Bava Metzia derives from Scripture that an employer transgresses the mitzvah prohibition of delaying payment past daybreak or past nightfall only once for each hire. For example, if one hired a worker for the entire day and failed to pay him by the next morning, he transgresses the prohibition, but he does not transgress additional prohibitions for every subsequent morning that passes without payment. The Chinuch discusses a rabbinic prohibition that does apply to an additional delay of payment. Also included is that which the sages of blessed memory have stated above Metzia, that one who delays paying the wage of a hired worker beyond its appropriate time, although he has already transgressed both the mitzvah obligation, mitzvah 588, we'll get there, and the mitzvah prohibition, this mitzvah, 230, involved with untimely payment of wages, and he cannot transgress those mitzvahs any further, he is nonetheless obligated to give the wage to the worker as soon as the worker requests it from him, and every moment that the employer delays the worker's payment, even beyond the original time for payment, he additionally transgresses a prohibition of the sages of blessed memory. The sages found a basis for this prohibition in the verse that states in Proverbs, "Do not say to your fellow, go and come back, and tomorrow I will give what I owe you when you have it with you." The Chinuch cites a law that is not a detail of our mitzvah per se, but whose parameters are contingent upon our mitzvah. When a monetary dispute is brought before the Beis Din, the court, it is sometimes required that one of the parties take an oath to verify the truth of his claim. Ordinarily, the defendant is the one who swears, and he thereby exempts himself from liability. In certain exceptional cases, the sages enacted that the plaintiff may swear and thereby collect the money that he claims is due to him. One of these cases involves a hired worker who claims his wage. Should we push through? Let's push through. Also associated with our mitzvah is the law of the hired worker who may swear that he is owed wages and collect on the strength of his oath as long as he claimed his wage during its set time, i.e. the time in which the employer is obligated to pay it. And even if the hired worker was a minor, he too may swear that he's owed his wage and collect it on the strength of his oath. The sages of blessed memory, Bava Metzia, gave a reason for this arrangement in which the worker swears and collects, a rule that contravenes regular oath procedure. It is because an employer is generally preoccupied with his workers, so he is liable to think that he has already paid his worker when in fact he has not, and we cannot rely on him to swear truthfully. These and the remaining details of this mitzvah are set forth in the 9th chapter of Tractate Bava Metzia, and we'll stop there. Continue, God willing, tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the Sponsor Future Mitzvah 36-100 of the Gold. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Good Chodesh.